Good morning, everyone. It's day 12, and you're listening to the Obsession podcast with me, Lisa Goodwin-Allen, and today we have Tom Spencer now.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Back again.
Yeah, I know this time I'm cooking, or I'm the chef. Previously done it with an old chef that I work for, so it's kind of a full circle moment, which is amazing for me.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's good, really good.
Excellent. Well, it's super great to have you. For people out there that don't know about the Ledbury, will you tell us a little bit about it?
So Ledbury's been around for pretty much 20 years. Brett's had it for that whole period of time in terms of he's been there as head chef, and then he's grown into taking on the business himself most recently. And over the course of that period of time is obviously a huge journey of the kind of reputation that Ledbury has, and then obviously gaining Michelin stars along the journey. It closed off the back of the pandemic, or the restaurant closed because of the pandemic, like a lot of the restaurants, and Brett wasn't sure if it was going to reopen. And then kind of like a bit of an outcry of God, Ledbury can't go, it's one of those kind of iconic London restaurants. And then Brett reopened just after the pandemic, where I joined as head chef.
Amazing.
And I've been there since. And then we opened up in January. The guide came out in February. We weren't in that guide because we hadn't been open long enough. And then obviously because the restaurant had been closed for so long, kind of wiped the slate clean in terms of Michelin stars. The first full year we were open, we got the second star back. And then the year after we got the third star, which was unbelievable.
What an incredible achievement.
Proper pinch me kind of moment that as a chef, you always dream of growing up and following the guide and all these different things, and then actually being part of it and leading the kitchen team into getting that. It's pretty much my whole life goal is in terms of my career.
Yeah.
So it was there was a lot of emotion that night, and I think probably a lot of people saw it.
A lot of emotion, a lot of booze.
I think it was me, Jack, and Brett all in tears, and it was a lot of booze. So yeah.
And you guys obviously work very closely, and then the produce that you kind of rear and that you've introduced to it, because we were talking about before, you cultivate your own mushrooms, and Brett has connections and gets venison and pork reared and stuff like that. And it's kind of a journey that you put into the restaurant as well.
Yeah, I think Brett's historically always had farm deer at different estates around the UK. You've got Ainhoe, there's Wareham as well. He's got some out in Norfolk, so he works very close with different estates. And then breeds, in terms of breeds, there's fallow, seeker, and roe. Roe are pretty much predominantly wild. He's got some shooters who shoot wild for us as well. And then we also can get muntjac and Chinese water deer as well. So predominantly fallow and seeker are the ones that are kind of not farmed, but he manages them, and then the other ones are wild. And then during the pandemic, or off the back of the pandemic, he decided to start farming and breeding Iberian pigs in the UK. So he's the only breeder and farmer of Iberian pigs in the UK to date. They're out in Herefordshire, along with rapeseed or rape flowers that he also farms, which is pressed for rapeseed oil. And then through the whole Iberian pig kind of journey, there's also charcuterie that's made from them pigs as well. So you can buy it. So it's available to restaurants as charcuterie or as fresh cuts. And then and then obviously we grow our own mushrooms at the restaurant, predominantly shiitakes at the moment, just because in terms of the humidity and temperature, it's just humidity controlled is our cabinet. It's not temperature controlled. Yeah. So shiitakes work the best, and they're kind of the most consistent. But depending on time of the year and how warm it is in the restaurant and the building, we can grow other stuff as well. So
so the developing process on your dishes and stuff like that must be massive. You're thinking all the time. How often do you change your menu?
We try and move through the season. So for example, at the moment rhubarb's on, we'll try and showcase that in a savoury dish. So it's on the menu today with Japanese seeker deer as part of the garnish. We've got it on at the restaurant as well as a pre-dessert. So we try and move with the season, but then as the season goes on, that rhubarb might go from pre-dessert through to into a main dessert. Yeah. So we'll try and do different things with it throughout the season. We try and, I'd say from season to season, the whole menu changes. So within that 9-week sorry, not 9 week, 12-week kind of window.
Yeah.
Like that menu will shift completely. So the menu's already pretty much fully changed from what it was when we finished for Christmas on the 19th of December.
Incredibly busy then.
So it's the whole menu, including petit fours, including canapes. That's pretty much, and the bread. It's pretty much fully changed in that month and a half, with us having 2 weeks off Christmas.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
you never sleep.
Not really. I did do like 4 or 5 hours. Any more than that, it's too much.
Your mind must be like, constantly.
Like
on the rolling
the tube
ball.
to work, like, is probably one of the biggest kind of times that I think about food. Yeah. I've got like I live east and the restaurant's west, so I've got like a 45-50 minute journey every day on the train. So it gives me time to like reflect on what's happening in the seasons with suppliers, thinking about what's coming up, all that kind of thing. That's kind of like my brainstorming time of the day, because once I'm in the kitchen, it's hard to even think outside the box of like what we're trying to do. And then like ask my missus, like I'll sit there on a night on my days off on the sofa just on my phone, like doing dish ideas. She's like, get off your phone. Like trying to watch a series or something, I'm there on my phone.
You're at home now, not at work. I get that.
It's a huge like creative journey. I've always been, since I worked for Sat when I was early 20s, like he always kind of gave us that initiative and that instinct to think about food and constantly try and keep stuff changing. And like we did projects at midnight. I don't know why it was at midnight, but we'd take in turns once a week and we'd do like a dish up, for example, and it'd be like your project for that week, and potentially if it was really good or it had potential or there was stuff on it or elements of it that were really good, we might put on a dish on the menu, or if the dish was absolutely amazing, like it just goes straight on the menu. So I think that was pretty early days. That was like
ingrained.
Yeah. I always read cookbooks as like a young chef as well. I always bought cookbooks like the original Gordon Ramsay 3-star, like all those kind of books. Essence, David Everett Matthias. I remember that book from when I was like really young, and like all those kind of books. I was always into books, like into cookbooks.
Yeah, I was the same as well, and you don't really see that as much now.
No. It's on online, and
it is, isn't it?
Social media kind of like draws people into
Instagram.
Yeah. What's that chef doing? Oh, it's easy just to get on Instagram rather than spend 50 quid on a book. I don't think they're 50 quid now. They're probably like 100 quid, aren't they?
Yeah. So you kind of started with Sat on that journey. Where did you go after that before you went to the Ledbury, and what took you in that path to the
I was at SATS for just under 4 years, I think 3.5. And then at the time I was kind of, where's next? Like, where do I go? And like, I think every chef has in their head like London, and do they want to go to London and do they want to make that jump? Obviously it's a huge commitment. And there was a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to eat at a couple of restaurants, just kind of get like a feel for London. My missus was from Essex. She was a student in Nottingham, so we met there, but we were like, okay, we want to get out of Nottingham. Like we've done it, we've grown out of it. We want to move on to something new. So we ate at the Clove Club and we ate at Kitchen Table. And I was immediately drawn in by Kitchen Table and the immersive like dining experience for the guests and that interaction that the chefs had over the counter, because I had that a little bit at Sats with like the chef's table and stuff, but not as kind of intense and no hiding and doing everything in front of the guests.
Kitchen table is completely open.
Yeah. There's no hiding, at all. So I ate there, and then I can't remember if James said, "Do you want to come down?" Or maybe I even spoke to him that night about it, I think. And I said, "Oh, like I'd love to come down and if you've got a position and do trial and blah blah." So it was very under the cosh of like me going down and like, don't tell Sat, like Sat can't find out. and then so I did a couple of days with Sat. It was a couple of days with Kitchen Table, and straight away James was like, "Yeah, do you want to join as a sous chef?" So I was junior sous at Sat at the time, and then it wasn't much deliberation, just went straight for it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it because I've done my time at Sats. I'd started as demi, finished as junior sous. I'd done every section in the kitchen." At the time, I was one of like the longest serving members of staff in the kitchen. And then, after like a lot of like nervous, sleepless nights about telling Sat. I plucked up the courage to tell him. And he was just, it was amazing. He was like, "You've done your time. It's your time to go on and do what you want to do." So I think as I'd given everything to Sats, and it become like a bit of a lifestyle and a bit of like. Sats one of them people, like, if you give everything and you have the right attitude, the right application, and the right kind of, you get on board with what he's trying to do and what John's trying to do and Amanda's trying to do, he'll give you everything, and he'll support you. He'll throw everything he can at you to give you the best possible outcome for when you leave. So when I left, it was I think he was most disappointed that I didn't tell him like sooner, because I think he got wind that I was like on my way out a little bit. And then I joined James. I was with James for 3 years as sous chef, and then I left because there was a position with Lee at the typing room in Bethnal Green. So I went with Lee for a little bit. I was with Lee for a couple of years, and then obviously the typing room closed. And then James, I got speaking to James again, and he was like, "Do you want to come back as head chef?" And I was like, "Okay, let's give it another go. Like, see what's different, and see like where we're gonna progress, and if I'm going to get more kind of like input into stuff and blah, blah, blah." And I was with James up until pretty much until the pandemic. And then went through the refurbishment of kitchen table where Bubble Dogs closed. And then the front became like the lounge for kitchen table. Then I was kind of like at a point where I'd done 3 years and I'd gone back and I'd done a couple of years, and I'd done it, and I was kind of like, okay, I want to get back into like not a proper restaurant, but like a restaurant with a flowing service rather than like almost like a dinner party. It was kind of a dinner party, like everyone at once. So I wanted that. I missed that kind of like that real buzz and fire of the kitchen, and that real energy of like, there's that going, there's this going, there's starters away there, there's canapes away there, there's desserts away there, and I wanted to get back into that. And I think Ollie Marlowe got me in touch with Brett through someone, because he got wind that Brett was reopening, because he was a bit umming and ahhing about whether the Ledbury was going to reopen. And Brett got in touch with me, and I went and met him at the Harwood, which is obviously his pub, and sat for, I think, probably about 6 hours at the bar. I got there at about 5, I left at about, I think we were the last one to leave, and like Brett, like, he loves a chat. he knows he loves a chat. And we spoke probably about the same thing over and over again for about 6 hours, and then it was like, I'm on board, like I want to be part of it, and that was probably October, September 21, and then the restaurant reopened. I joined at the end of November, and the restaurant reopened 2022 in January.
What a journey!
So like north to south, like ups and downs, and
100 miles an hour.
100 miles an hour.
Thinking on the tube.
Exactly. Still 100 miles an hour now. Probably will be till like I'm 50 or something.
So it's obviously, a big thing and jeopardy, like you were saying, that, the Ledbury might open and not open. So, when you joined and you were part of that journey of reopening the Ledbury again with Brett, and obviously the pressures, because, you want to go all out to achieve everything you can, and you did do, but that must have been, a journey within itself there of getting from starting to where you're at now.
I spoke to him and joined in November, and we were a bit unsure about what direction we were going to go in terms of the menu and stuff, because he'd done what he'd done previously, and we spoke about not really a different style, but just like almost a different style in a way, a little bit, not as kind of like fine dining-y, a little bit like more kind of like relaxed, and not as kind of like scary for guests to be like, oh no, Ledbury, like it's all like little dishes and like pristine on the plate, a little bit more not relaxed, but a little bit like less foot off the gas, I guess, with like in terms of like how intense the dishes were going to be. And at first I wanted to get like stuck in straight away, but thankfully, like looking back now, I'm glad it's kind of been a gradual kind of like introduction to the kitchen and the restaurant, and then gradually growing into like running the kitchen day to day now, and having like pretty much all the input on the menu in terms of the dishes and the changes, and like Brett's given me the freedom that I've always wanted, or I've always seen myself wanting in my future career. And like previous places I haven't necessarily had that, and at times like I was a little bit frustrated, like looking back, it's like I felt like not like caged animal, like that sounds a bit extreme, but a little bit reserved and not kind of like fulfilling like my own ideas and my own ethos and my own kind of like creativity. But like Brett's fully said like I've had not my time, but he's had his period where he's been at the forefront of the kitchen and he's changed the menu and he's done this and he's done that and he's changed dishes halfway through service and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And he said like I've done it, like I want to give you that baton and like let you express yourself and that like freedom with the menu and be who you want to be and like let spread your wings. So
that's great.
Like looking back now, like I owe so much to Brett in terms of like what he's like, how much he's allowed me to grow and give and be myself. And he's like literally like, if we want new crockery for the restaurant, he's just like, I'll send him a picture and be like, oh, stunning, let's order some. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's no like, it's not like, oh no, we can't order that, we've got these ones, and like, oh, we can't order that produce because like, oh no, we'll use this produce or anything like that. He's very much like, if you've got an idea, he'll do everything to support that idea and kind of like live your dream almost. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a mega journey and one that like I'm thoroughly enjoying still. It's tough, don't get me wrong. Like there's little hurdles and little road bumps and different things and different challenges that every restaurant's facing now, and like we're facing them as well in terms of like staff is one, obviously, after certain things that have happened over the last 6, 7, 8 years with different laws and different things, but like it's a journey and like I don't think I always got told by like previous chefs it's never going to be easy if you want to be at the top.
No,
do you know what
exactly.
I mean? Like, if you don't want to be at the top and you want an easy life, then don't work in one of the best restaurants in the UK. You know.
Yeah. Again, you know, opening the Ledbury was such a big thing, and you know, one of the comments that Brett would say is he just wants it to be just the best restaurant. He wants it to be everyone's favourite restaurant, and that, you know, that in itself, it must have been, you know, the pressure, but you being able to be you and driving that forward is quite a special thing.
I think what the Ledbury's always been is it's always put as much into the guest as what it has done the food, and it always has kind of had that perception that when a guest walks through the door, they don't want to feel they want to feel comfortable straight away. They like want to feel as though like they're walking into their own living room or their own dining room at home. Like the amount of work that goes in on the floor with Jack, our general manager, and the Aisha, head of operations, and the other guys, they put so much into the guests that like the amount of guests that say that not only is the food incredible and all that, but the service and everything, they're made to feel incredible.
Package, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a whole package. Like you can't have incredible food and then the service is just like, here you go, this is this, see you later. Yeah. It's one of those things. I think they come hand in hand, and if the service is not as strong as the food or the food is not as strong as the service, I don't think you've got the right balance with. And Brett's always said you don't have the right balance in the synergy between the front of house and back of house. If you've got a front of house team and a back of house team that don't get on, the front of house team are not going to deliver the food to the guests how you want them to in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be received in the way that you want them to be received. And like the front of house staff will like Jack and the guys will like they'll have chats about football and stuff to the guests. Like it's honestly it's like, oh, we've got these regular guests in. Yeah, he's a Newcastle fan, or we've got these guests in tonight, or they're like we spoke to them previously. They're like I don't know, Man United fan, heaven forbid.
It's all those personal touches.
But yeah, there's like all them little details. We do a lot of special things with the guests, and I think like outside of our guests in the industry. And to other chefs in other restaurants, I think because Brett is such a genuine, nice guy, and like when you have a chat with him, it's not just like, oh hi, how are you? It's like he'll go for it, and like he'll spend like an hour talking to you about everything and anything. And I think that genuine, warm personality comes through from Brett, and it's transpired down into the team. Yeah. Especially with like I said, with the front of house guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. Yeah. Very much teamwork. So yeah, I think that's where it comes from. That whole kind of like favoritism, and you might guess we have that come back and are like, yeah, we're in London. There's only one restaurant we ever want to go to in Ledbury. Yeah. And it's I think it's massive credit to him. I think it's that whole 20-year journey that Brett's had the restaurant. It's kind of like built that up. Like the guest notes we have from returning guests and regulars and stuff, like it's like that thick. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And like we have those guests that just keep coming back and back and back and back, and I think that's the foundations of the restaurant, to be honest with you.
Amazing. True credit to both of you. It's incredible, that.
Cheers.
Incredible.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, this is more than like a 40 cover service. Fucking hell.
So, Tom, do you like peas?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
We've got to be birds.
Not anymore. It's time to tweeze the peas.
Okay.
So, quick with the rules. You've got to remove every pea, 50 peas, one by one to the other plate, fast as you can. And if you drop one of the peas, there is a penalty of a second added on for every pea.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Go on, Tom.
Go on, Tom.
Go on, Tom. Oh.
Concentration.
Oh.
Get away.
Bit rash.
Oh, I like it.
Is that a flick?
Oh, they're all getting everywhere. I bottled this. I absolutely bottled it.
Dodgy tweezers.
Yeah, they're dodgy, mate. So dodgy. This is harder than a 40, like 60 cover service. This. Sorry, now.
Oh. Runaway peas.
Oh god, this is shit. So bad. Can I just leave now?
You putting your hood up there, or what?
I was gonna hide. As long as I'm not disqualified, that's fine.
Chef
Peas on
Tom.
the table, that was shit. Oh, what's the pea disqualification? 1 second.
So 1 second per pea, and you drop 3 peas.
So 3 seconds.
So you did it in 49 seconds.
So bad.
So that means you got 52. Get that hood up.
This is just the tweezers. I don't use those tweezers at work. I'm blaming the tweezers. Paul Workman blames his tools, doesn't he?
52 seconds.
Very good.
Very good.
Brilliant.
Good effort.
Cool.
Dodgy tweezers.
Done.
So one final thing. Our friends at Lafont have so kindly been an amazing sponsor to us. Have given
you.
you your chef's
Thank you very
jacket.
much. Great.
Thanks, pal.
Amazing.
It's been amazing.
No,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
Woo!